Last year, I sat down with ambitious indie artist Strawberry Girl to discuss her debut pop electronic album, Computers Bleed 2. This was shortly before she began the promotion of her sophomore project, Lucky Rabbit. I decided to catch up with her in this stage of her career as she continues to work hard to build her brand and embark on her next chapter.
Okay, Strawberry Girl, you have officially become the first artist who I've interviewed more than once. You're just such a prolific artist. You put so much passion into all of your output. And behind the cameras, we even agreed to interview annually. So I want to begin with a question that I asked you in our first interview, which is, what inspires you?
What inspires me? So many things. Probably the same things that I may have answered before, but sugar, cake, stars, blood, my emotions, and my experiences. I think my feelings and experiences the most.
I have to ask because when I first interviewed you, you had one album out. It's been about a year and a half later. You've got two albums out, an EP, a mini album of sorts. You have a bunch of collaborations, and you have been putting out so much material. And I, as an artist, am jealous of you for how like your work ethic is incredible. And so getting right into Lucky Rabbit, I noticed there was an immediate shift in the sonic direction of the album. There's a lot more organic sounds. I'm hearing music boxes as opposed to some of the more robotic sounds of Computers Bleed 2. I'm wondering, did you notice a shift in your songwriting as you were working on this project?
I think a little bit, yeah. I had a lot more material to write about that was different. I was writing about different things this album. Some of the same things, but definitely different things.
Yeah. And I also noticed that the album cover is a bit unique for you as well. It's very minimalist, it's straight to the point. It kind of reminds me a little bit of White Pony by Deftones, if you're familiar with that album.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, so what was the inspiration behind that cover?
I just wanted something straight to the point. I knew that when I started thinking about the concept of Lucky Rabbit, I knew that I wanted it to be just a rabbit. Like I imagined just like a rabbit sitting there. I wasn't sure how I was going to execute it, but ended up in digital art spaces and I just did that. So.
Well, it's effective. And of course, I love it. With this being your second album, I'm already starting to notice a pattern with your covers, and that is that you don't appear on them. So let me in on the process of how you choose your album artwork.
Yeah, I feel like my image is fleeting, and I feel like I could choose an image of myself that I might think is cool, and then later on I might look back and be like, oh, I hate seeing that. And I really like album artwork. I really like albums that just have artwork on them. And I feel like I can express myself better by doing some type of artwork on my albums or some type of glimpse into the world, because my music is very world building and concept grounded. It's not just about me. Sometimes I like showcasing the world as well.
Awesome. And so getting right into the track list, the first song is Shush, which is a song that we discussed in our previous interview. It was new at the time, but it's now found its place as the opening track on Lucky Rabbit. So now that the album is out, how do you feel like that song fits into the continuity of the album?
I think it fits perfectly. I'm very proud of that song, and I think it was the perfect song to open Lucky Rabbit.
It is a good song.
Thank you.
And getting into what you consider your best songs, I know in the past you have said the second song, Heavenly Vision, is your favorite song that you've done. Do you still feel that way?
Yes. I was thinking that today, actually, because I was talking to somebody about my newest single, and I was thinking that my newest single it kind of reminds me of Heavenly Vision a little bit, but I was thinking Heavenly Vision is better.
Does it remind you of Heavenly Vision because it's becoming your favorite?
No, it reminds me of Heavenly Vision because I feel like it's kind of simple, but it's about something fun to me. And I don't know, I just felt like it's a little bit similar. Also, the colors, I think we discussed this last time. I have synesthesia. So
Yes.
the colors, my new single is very green and Heavenly Vision is very green as well. So.
So, one of my favorite songs off of this album is Push Me Over. I find it to be extremely catchy, and it reminds me a lot of Computers Bleed too, just in style, sonically.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering, do you feel like that synth pop genre is starting to become your signature style?
Yeah, I think it's something that I'll always kind of base my music around, I think a little bit.
hmm So, what inspired that song?
Push Me Over it's about defeating obstacles in Wonderland. I wanted a song that was about resilience, about, fighting oppression, and also how fragile I feel. Like some of the lyrics in that song kind of remind me of my fragile feelings about things I say about like I hear bells wherever I go and kind of things. And I sing kind of softly on that song, but I wanted the song really to be like, I am capable of so much, like you don't even know, like, and to really face the problem head on, that you can push me over as much as you want, but I'm never going to stop. So.
I love that message. I think that's great. And so the next song is Teacup Playtimes. I love all of the detail that went into that song. So many samples, and the production is glitchy. What can you tell me about that song?
Teacup Playtimes is so funny because when I made it, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I thought it was kind of crazy because there is a lot going on in it. But that song is one of my favorites because it's about finding like a garden in Wonderland and having a tea party and taking a break from all of the obstacles of, the album opens up with Shush and Heavenly Vision and Push Me Over. And all those songs are talking about kind of stressful things happening as well with the positive and the resilience. We're dealing with stuff. And Teacup Playtimes is kind of like a break. It's supposed to be the break, and it's supposed to be about fun. It's supposed to be about relaxing and just having an innocent mind and not thinking about all the stuff going on.
And so in Ferris Wheel, I noticed that song is very heavily encoded in metaphors. So where can you tell me that song fits into the narrative?
Well, Ferris Wheel, we're definitely out of the break, and we're back to thinking about reality. Ferris Wheel, I like to imagine that there's a type of like carnival in the Lucky Rabbit world. I think I named it the Lucky 7 Carnival. And it's a magical fair with popcorn and apples and all kinds of, special stuff, but it's also full of vulnerable feelings. And Ferris Wheel is about feeling vulnerable, and it's about wanting to get off of a crazy relationship. So.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the track list, and I'm looking at Yes, My Sweet Little Rabbit. It's a very meditative and melodic song, but I noticed it doesn't have lyrics, which isn't anything new because Computers Bleed 2 had a few interludes on it. But have you considered doing a full album with this style, this meditation music?
It's so funny that you ask because yes, I have, because it's very therapeutic for me to make. And other people that have listened to it, they are like, oh, Strawberry Girl, I fall asleep to this. And I'm like that means so much to me. But it's like, I thought about literally making it a whole album dedicated to like sleep and meditation kind of thing. Because it's just so, I feel like it's really good for my soul, to make that kind of thing. So maybe.
Your debut song was also atmospheric, ambient, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, so it's something that it runs deep in the Strawberry Girl lore.
Yes. Very much.
Your supporters have really connected with you and your art for its raw and emotional lyricism. And on the song Heart of Music, you seem to write about the healing powers of music. Was this a homage to the bond that you have between you and your listeners?
I would say no. It's not really about my listeners. It's just about how it's kind of similar to Computers Bleed 2, because Computers Bleed 2, I talk so much about humans hurting me and wanting to be away from humans and wanting to be in space and things like that. But Heart of Music it's truly about my love of music. It's truly about how when I'm alone and I have no one else or all of the stress of other people, music has none of that. And music is just, it runs through my whole body, and I feel music so deeply in my life. And just my heart is made of music very much.
So what is a musician that you've been connecting with a lot recently?
Stu Hollis.
I knew that. I knew that.
I've been talking about him a lot because his music is just like, I like so many different kinds of music. But his music just has every kind of sound that I would want. I love his like rage songs. I love his electronic songs. I love his hyperpopish stuff. I love his more pop things. It's just so good to me.
And so on the next song, Candyland, I've noticed the lyrics are about a damsel in distress. Was there any hidden meaning behind the surrender to strawberry line?
It's funny. Surrender to strawberry is it is the name of a Cold Stone creamery ice cream flavor.
So you're saying it's a little Easter egg then?
Well, it's like Cold Stone is my favorite ice cream store. The surrender to strawberry lyric really just means give me your love. But surrender to strawberry, I can't take the credit. I took that right out of Cold Stone. The menu, I was looking at the menu and I was like, that is good. So, yeah.
I love that. I think you gave a better answer than I ever could have imagined, really.
Thank you.
And so Toffee Apple Cake might actually be like my ultimate favorite song off of the album. It's a piano ballad, and there's a very profound line in that song. It's our job to give love we never receive. What can you tell me about that song?
That song is about appreciating all of the people in your life that you love. It's about your family, it's about your love, it's about your friends. And I imagined being in a very big theater in the Lucky Rabbit world, and the theater is empty, and just thinking about how much I deeply appreciate the sentimental parts of life. Parts of life I think people take for granted. And it's our job to give love that we never receive. I think a lot of us go through life doing things maybe for other people, or feeling things for other people that we don't get back. So that found its place in there somehow.
Yeah. I think it's very beautiful. I think it's definitely, like I said, one of my favorite songs you've done, probably my favorite song you've done.
Thank you.
The next song, Say You Won't Be Sorry, very single worthy. It is so catchy. It is a hit in my book.
Thank you.
Your delivery on the song towards the end gets very warbled and distressed. What was the meaning behind that?
I was mad. I was mad. That song is about somebody ignoring me, and that I was mad, and I was just like, I don't want your sorry. At the end of that song is what I say, because it gets to a point where when I'm angry at someone, we're done. I have a lot of patience for people, but when someone truly hurts me a lot, I leave. So that song is about being angry about that.
Well, you made a great song out of it, and I love that you were able to channel your emotion into that and give a performance that, I wouldn't dare do. I'm always so scared to sound like anything other than perfect. That I love that you're able to show those raw feelings into your music.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so the next song, Hopscotch, I put another star by it, so you know it was another favorite of mine. I found it to be the best production on the album. It's very hypnotic, it's very cinematic. The songwriting is clever, and I want to know, how do you feel like your production has improved since your last record?
Thank you. I'm not really sure. I think that Computers Bleed 2 was a lot of me just figuring things out. I think Lucky Rabbit was a lot more intentional with my music. Computers Bleed 2, I would just throw things around, and it was super great making it. It was very therapeutic, and I had a wonderful time. And I still have memories that I look back upon when making certain songs, and just how much I enjoyed the process of creating them. But Lucky Rabbit was more intentional. I wanted it to be more popish, and I intentionally tried to make it more popish. So,
yeah. And another genre that you seem to explore on the record is almost hip hop, especially on this next song, Sugar Heartbeat. But it's once again tied together with your incredible songwriting. And so I want to know, are you starting to find more creativity in exploring other genres?
Yes, very much. I'm a really big fan of just so much music. I listen to everything, and I also do listen to a lot of trap and a lot of hip hop. And at the very end of that song, I feel like I kind of tried to give that vibe at the very, very ending part where I was really mad. and I said like, you won't ever forget what you did to me, that kind of part. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very much into exploring genres, and I've been doing that all year, trying to find what I think is the best for me and doing what's fun as well.
Yes. I've been noticing with a lot of the covers you've been posting recently, it's been allowing you to explore other genres of music and show like a lot of strong suits that you previously didn't explore on your albums. Like, let me find. I feel like your cover of Luca was great. It really showcases how you sound on an even more authentically 80s beat. I love the way you sound on some of those more hip hop influenced songs, like the two Hollis ones. I think it really shows that the style that you've curated can really transcend a lot of different genres. So I'm really excited to see what's next for you in that regard.
Thank you so much. Yeah, doing covers is definitely a really fun thing for me to like step into somebody else, to step into a new genre and experiment. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And so on Cotton Candy Bruises, I'm noticing there's a theme of sugar on the album. And you even mentioned earlier that sugar is one of your inspirations, but I want to know, what does the sugar metaphor mean for you? I thought it was interesting how on Cotton Candy Bruises, you are describing indulging in sugary things until you get sick. So yeah, what does sugar mean for you?
Sugar for me can oftentimes mean things like intimacy. It can mean love. It can mean something that I desire a lot. I think that a lot of people could probably relate to the idea of sugar being addicting, and maybe struggling not to eat sweets or things like that. And I like to equate sugar to things that taste so good or feel so good but are not really good for me, like people.
And so on My Desperate Cries That I Keep to Myself, Begging You, I noticed that it feels like it's a transition song between the song that came before it and the song that comes after it, Morphine. What was the motivation behind connecting these two songs?
So I already had done the interlude, but I wanted more world building, and it was a connection between the two. That song is about feeling vulnerable and about realizing like I have so much in my head that I can't talk about with people, and how like nobody could know. I wrote that song actually in my head when I was working at Spirit Halloween. And I went home and I recorded it, and I was carrying around this stuffed bear at Spirit because we had these like teddy bear purses, and I was having a really stressful day, and just holding the bear really eased my stress. So I was like carrying it around, like pretending I was doing something with it, because it's merchandise. It's not for me to hold, but like I'm putting this over here. But that song, I wanted to do a little transition because Morphine is a really big song to me. Morphine is really dramatic to me. I feel like the beat it goes up and it's like a journey to me. So I wanted to do a little transition, and talk about just my feelings there.
Yes, I feel like Morphine is a banger of a song. So what does that song represent in the lore of Lucky Rabbit?
It's a very magical song. It's definitely about it's like unrequited love. Is that how you say the word?
Mm-hmm.
It's about someone not loving you and not being able to find anything else that could interest you, and you want to, but you can't, and it feels suffocating, and it feels like a addiction, a dependency.
Okay, yeah. And so Wonderland, the next song, I felt like was the most on the nose when it came to the theme of the album. At one point you even sing, "Has anyone seen the White Rabbit?" What was it about the themes of Wonderland that inspired you the most?
I don't know. When I made that instrumental actually like in the beginning of making the album, even though the song is later on the album, it was one of my beginning instrumentals. And I just got so into the idea of falling into Wonderland and being in this world and how it could represent so many of my feelings and all of the chaos of the world, but the magic of the world as well. That's a big thing about Wonderland to me, is that it's so chaotic. Like, and if you watch Alice in Wonderland, Alice is very distressed, honestly. I think for the majority of like the original Disney movie. And because being on Wonderland's a very chaotic and distressing experience, but it's also so magical and there's so many cool experiences and things like that. So Wonderland, I wanted to make a song that reminded me of falling down the hole of Wonderland and going through the weirdness of Wonderland, going through I think some of the lyrics talk about people confusing me in that song and trying to make the right decisions and asking, has anyone seen the White Rabbit? Asking for help, asking for advice, guidance, things like that. And it was really just meant to capture the feeling of being in this mystical world and being confused and going through it.
Well, it was very effective.
Thank you.
And so on Swallow Swords, it's a very jazzy piano song. Tell me about that song. Once again, very experimental in the grand scheme of all of the genres you explore. So I'm curious to know.
It is funny also, Swallow Swords, because that is a very different song sonically from things I've done before. And whenever I play it for people, they're always surprised. They're always like, oh, what's this piano going on? But it was fun. It was kind of a newer direction. It was less like music boxy, less synth, more a little bit different. I was imagining kind of like medieval things like knights and stuff in Wonderland. I was imagining things like the castle, like the Queen of Hearts and stuff like that. And it's about struggling in a relationship. It's about having all these words inside of you that you can't say. It's about fighting an emotional field. So I wanted to make the instrumental playful. I wanted it to be interesting and reminded me of like dueling and stuff, things like that.
So King of Hearts kind of serves as a title track. I think you name drop Lucky Rabbit in there. And so it seems like you end the story on a bit of a high note. How would you describe the overall theme of this 18-track album?
The overall theme, I would say, is fantasy. It's fantasy, it's resilience, it's overwhelming emotion, but being very strong about it. And that song was also really fun because I think I added some flute in there. And this album is just very world centered to me. I was imagining like the cards in the Hearts castle. In this case, it's the King of Hearts in my world, not the Queen. But I was imagining like his soldiers all dancing around and playing the flute when I made that song. And I wanted just like a nice ending to the Lucky Rabbit world. So.
Yeah. No, I love how it really does feel like you're telling a story from start to finish. And like I said, your production has improved. Your songwriting is getting better. I mean, I love seeing you growing in front of your audience. And you, after Lucky Rabbit, you dropped a 4-track EP, Sugar Cookie. I knew that was the name.
Yes.
2 new songs and 2 songs that you had reprised from your debut EP. Tell me about just the full package you gave. I love the songs. I think my favorite one is Cold Water.
Oh, thank you.
But I'd love to know from your perspective about that.
Thank you. Sugar Cookie, I wanted to make something for Christmas. I thought I would only make like 1 song, and I ended up making 4. And I redid 2 songs that were on some of my super early work, Fix My Heart EP. So Very Merry Girl and Cookies, they were redone. And I'm so glad I redid them because I felt like I gave them a fresh take and they fit in really well. But yeah, Sugar Cookie was just, I love Christmas. I love Christmas very much. I'm very passionate about Christmas, and I wanted to do a Strawberry Girl Christmas. And Little Dancer on the Music Box and Cold Water, those were the 2 all brand new songs, and they were so fun to write. They were so fun to make and make in that project. It was like my gift for Christmas.
And it definitely was a gift, because I'm glad that you did bring back some of those old songs that you had previously wiped off the internet.
Yes.
Because Very, Very Merry Girl is so catchy. I love that one. And I even saw on Sugar Cookie, someone in the comments had said that was the best Strawberry Girl song. So you've pleased at least 2 people. You were working on a follow-up album to Lucky Rabbit, initially titled Professional Romantic. And when you dropped the first track, Halo, you said in the description that you were not sure if the album will come to life or not, but if it does, you'll see it. By the time you got to the 5th release, Psycho, you confirmed that was the last song from the Professional Romantic songs. Can you tell me what led to the album being ultimately scrapped?
Yeah. So I think that in the first description of Halo, see, I already knew. I already knew something was wrong, because when I wrote Computers Bleed 2, when I wrote Lucky Rabbit, I didn't feel any ounce of uncertainty. I felt I had a vision, and I felt I was bringing this vision to life. And sure, there was definitely times where things got challenging, or I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I'm generally very sure about the things that I know that are meant for me. So when I was writing Professional Romantic, I was writing about pain, and the pain didn't feel like the other albums and the other songs I've written. It felt like me just regurgitating pain. It didn't feel like anything productive. Like some good songs I was making, but it didn't feel healing for me. It felt like I was just crying and not making any kind of lesson out of it, and not making any kind of resilience, just talking about pain. And I didn't want to continue that because it was making me feel icky. And I do think there's a place to talk about pain, and not everything has to be, we're going to be okay and we're going to get through this. But it just felt icky to me. It was breaking my heart making it, and I couldn't keep making songs about what was paining me. So I had to scrap it.
Yeah, I was definitely noticing that the songs were less focused on metaphors and they were a lot more direct. Um, how far did you get into the process of that album? Was there like a draft track list? Did you come up with a draft cover?
Yeah. Yeah, I was designing a cover. Me and my best friend Spider and I could not decide what to do. I was designing a cover. I had a track list that I was planning for a couple months. I even have some songs that I finished that I never released that were meant to be on that album, that nobody has heard ever. I had, my Pinterest board, because I always make Pinterest boards for all my albums. I had so much aesthetic concept for this album. So like I had a very strong vision, but it was just painful. But I got pretty far. So it really felt like that album was like a sick album that I tried very hard to nurse to life, but I just couldn't ultimately.
So I take it you won't consider picking the project back up in the future?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. But I did want to explore, on that album, I did explore new styles. I wanted to do kind of like a 1975 Sabrina Carpenter, kind of more like very popish. I think I've used like the least amount of autotune I've ever used on that project. My vocals are very raw on that project. And it was kind of like, not diva-ish, but like you said, the lyrics are very direct. It was less about metaphors and magic, and it was more about me stomping in someone's face.
And so the upcoming album, the new replacement album, Kudos, is on its way. You've already dropped the first single, Self-Soothe. Very similar to Professional Romantic in the way that it was one of your poppiest songs that you've done. But I noticed this one is kind of more on the tropical house kind of vibe.
Yes.
Is that kind of representative of the direction that you'll be going into?
I think so. I think for Kudos is surprising me because I'm having the visions for Kudos, and the sound is a little bit different. It's something different. It's I'm very into kind of like tropical sounding pop music. Like I love Afro pop and like Latin pop. So I'm very into that kind of thing, and I love synth stuff. I love dance music and party music, and I want to make something that's going to have the depth of my heart in it, but I also want to make it danceable. I think I want to make some more danceable songs.
If you had told me this a year ago, I wouldn't have believed you, but here we are.
Really?
And Strawberry Girl is just getting poppy. She's going to be a main pop girl by next year. So
Really?
literally. So what can you tell me about Kudos?
Kudos is coming from a place of light. Professional Romantic, as we discussed, it was very dark and very sick, and this album was not like that. And I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my hips, I can feel it in my heart, in my head. When I've been creating this, I feel that I'm channeling things from a light place. I'm channeling from the future. I'm not channeling from regurgitating pain. I'm channeling for all of the good things. And even when I'm talking about pain on this album, it's similar to Lucky Rabbit and Computer's Bleed 2, to where I don't feel sick about it. I feel like we're going somewhere. And I want it to be light, and I want it to be bright and fun.
We're getting a healed Strawberry Girl album, right?
Yeah,
it sounds
a
like
little more healed. Each album I try to make sure that I'm a little more mature, I'm a little more healed in my delivery of pain. So
the development. It's the character development. And speaking of character development, I'm loving the new makeup. Is there something that inspires you, or do you just keep trying something new?
Well, so like I went blonde, and I love my old makeup still very much, but I didn't think it fit this hair color. And I love Charlie Morningstar from Has Been Hotel, so I definitely took inspiration from her makeup. I started cosplaying her, and I was like, oh, I feel so cool. I like this. So I just kind of made my own Charlie Morningstar makeup, and that's what I've been wearing.
Well, I love the inclusion of blue. It definitely gives it a more retro look.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been fun to do blue because I've never really worn blue eyeshadow, I think, in my life much. I'm always doing much more warmer colors in eyeshadow, like purples and reds and black and stuff. So the blue's been fun.
So going back to your covers that you've been working on, so far you have done 10 of them. Do you have any plans for a compilation album soon?
Of covers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think so. I like to keep the covers on YouTube.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, were there any songs that you wish you could have covered, but it just didn't work out?
Many. There's a lot of... That's why I'm surprised that I've been doing two Hala songs, because there's a lot of my favorite artists, I don't like my covers of them. I think just because I love their original music so much that hearing myself do it, it's just never good enough to me. But I've been able to be I'm having fun doing my two Hollis covers. But yeah, I've been trying to do a My Chemical Romance Cemetery Drive cover probably for like 7 years. Like so long. I've been trying to like make a good cover of that song, but I'm never happy with it.
Understandable. As someone who isn't familiar with any of the songs that you've covered, though, I must say, I think a lot of them suit your voice very well. Like I said, I love the Suzanne Vega cover. That one's one of my favorites. Of course I knew the Kate Bush song, and I think you did amazing with that one. I did notice you gender flipped it. Yeah. But yeah, I loved it, and I love the two Hollis covers. I think you've done 3 of them now, and they suit you surprisingly well for being a style that you don't typically do.
Thank you.
So, features have never been anything you've shied away from, but since our last interview, you've collaborated with multiple artists. This doesn't even include the remix EP that you've made. What can you tell me about your experience with collaborating with other people, and how do you feel like this impacts your artistry?
I love making music with other people. It's such a special thing when you find someone and you guys are both on the same page and you create something together, and then you listen to it back and it's like, fuck, we made that. Like, that is just the best thing ever. And I love doing collabs with my friends. I make a lot of friends, both in real life in my city, but also online. I make a lot of friends, and through TikTok and Instagram, I make a lot of musician friends. And I love, stepping into their styles for a day. I love when my friends send me a track and they're like, hey, I think that you could be good on this. And it's a challenge. It's something fun for me to not focus on my own work for a little bit and to do something fun with them. It's just such a party to me. It's so fun, really. And I love doing music with Danzy. I've done quite a lot of music with her, and I want to do more, hopefully, in the future. But I feel like me and her work really well together.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you about Danzy because I noticed that they are one of your more frequent collaborators. Do you have a favorite song that you've done with them?
Zombie Girl Freestyle.
So what can you tell me about it? Is it a freestyle?
I don't know. Maybe for her. She named it. So
okay.
You'd have to ask her. But Zombie Girl Freestyle was just so fun. I love like how it's kind of trappish, but it's dark. Danzy, the thing I love about her is that when we make songs together, like I'll go into the project and I will record something, and then a couple hours later or like another day, she'll go in and then I'll see what she did, and she just matches my energy. Like we just bounce off each other really well. Like she gets it. She gets her, and I feel like I get her too. I feel like we go into it and we're just like, okay, let's do this. And then we just get the idea immediately together. And Zombie Girl Freestyle was so fun. Like I made some kind of different lyrics in that one, kind of scandalous, kind of crazy. But it was fun, and she was awesome. She's so tough on it, for real. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great when you do meet that person who you just have such great synchronicity with. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Yeah, I
like,
get what you mean though.
I mean, for me, it's Plague Horse, which I think you're familiar with him.
Yes,
And
I am.
I've never worked with someone more than I've worked with him, and I'm even planning an album with my best friend coming soon. Aside from Plague Horse, I've got two collaborative albums coming, and so I
Oh
know
wow.
I know exactly what you mean when you say like you'll say something that you never would have thought before because you're working with someone and your energy comes together, and so
Yeah.
I love that you're able to find even a new route in that. And
Yeah.
so, speaking of new routes, you've taken on many new endeavors in your career. You've done live streaming, you've done live performances, you've done video gameplay. This has allowed your audience to not only enjoy more Strawberry Girl content, but also get to know you better. Do you feel like this has helped you gain an audience or maintain a more active one?
I think both. I think something that I prioritize a lot with my audience is I'm always looking, to spread my art to new people, but I enjoy the people that I already have around me. I feel like a lot of artists, they are constantly on the hunt for new listener, new listener, new supporter. And obviously I am, but I have so many wonderful supporters already. Like um I love connecting with the people that listen to me and the people that watch me. And I love cultivating a real community, not just hop on my music and, be my follower. I love cultivating a real community where I get to know people and we have inside jokes and stuff. And it's so fun. So I definitely really try to make an effort to make videos where I can connect with people and they can get to know me more and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I am so infatuated with you as a persona because you do put so much effort into building community and lore and world building. And with the output that you have, I don't know how you have time for all of that, truly. But going back to live performances, how do you feel like that fits into the world that you've created? Do you feel like it's making you a stronger artist?
Yes, very much. Every live thing is very scary and very nerve-wracking, but I come out of it stronger. Whether it was a good show or not, I come out of it very much stronger, and I come out of it really feeling more solidified that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Awesome. How many shows have you done already?
I've only done 3.
Wow.
So I talk about it so dramatic, but I've only done 3. I was supposed to do another one, but I had to cancel because of stuff. But I learned a lot in those 3 shows so far.
3 shows is more than I've done, so I believe it.
How many shows have you done?
0.
Well, I cannot wait until your first show.
I mean, I've dabbled in karaoke, but I don't think that counts.
No, that counts. That counts.
I guess. I've been saying Strawberry Girl needs to have a series on baking recipes, personally. Yes. Do you think that we can see something like that in the future?
Yes, because I love to bake and I want to make more baking videos. And it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work for me because I used to do some low-key baking videos on TikTok. But I love to bake. It's such a stress-relieving activity for me and it's so fun. And it really allows me to express my creativity, also decorating things and stuff. So yeah, I do want to make Strawberry Girl baking videos.
I think it would totally work for the TikTok audience you've created, even the YouTube audience you've created. You have gotten into video editing. So I would love to see a toffee apple cake recipe coming soon.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I'm sure by the time I get this interview posted, you're going to have another song out. We're already planning on doing a follow-up interview for when Kudos comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay on top of it. We're going to do we're going to do our Billie Eilish annual interview because there is always something to keep up with Strawberry Girl. I love having you on. And do you have any closing remarks?
I love talking to you. I love your questions. And I'm so honored really to do interviews with you. and to have you keep up with me. And I really appreciate how you put so much thought and so much effort into asking me about all my work. And like you've mentioned, I do a lot of stuff. I never stop. So I appreciate that you keep up with it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is there not to keep up with?
As I predicted, Strawberry Girl released more music following the recording of this interview, seemingly kicking off her third album cycle. She has already released 5 songs from her upcoming album Kudos, which we can expect in 2026. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed being a part of it. I'm already anticipating the next interview.